Carrier Oils 101, my least viewed series, but I do believe my most beloved series, if that makes any sense. And today we're going to cover one that's not as common. Maybe it has some misconceptions or misinformation about it, and that is soybean oil. And specifically when it comes to being a carrier of beard products. Now, when you look up this ingredient online, you're going to find a lot of information about it as a vegetable oil for cooking or for your diet and food. We need to really dial it into cosmetics, into hair, and specifically a beard. So if you want to learn more in this video, I'm going to tell you some history about it, where it comes from, the benefits, and then do I recommend this product and the ingredients that you guys are putting on your beloved face. Well, my name is DanCBearded for anybody new here. If you're checking out this video, I have a feeling you are really into the kind of nerd science and ingredients aspects of taking care of a beard, or maybe you make products. Welcome. This channel is absolutely for you, so consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, and thank you to all the supporters that are back again, friends, family, anybody. Thank you guys. Soybean oil comes from cold pressing or removing the oil from the seeds of, you guessed it, the soybean. And the #1 producing country in the world for soybeans and soybean oil specifically is, yeah, you guessed it again, it's China. But #2 is the US, and the top two are significantly ahead of the rest of the world. And then let's take a look inside of the United States. It's really the Midwest that's holding it down. My state, Michigan, does pretty well. We see soybean fields all over the place when we're driving up to northern Michigan, but the two leading states would be Illinois and Iowa, holding it down strong. And so that is where we are going to find most of our soybean oil in the US today. For those of you that don't know, I am a history teacher and would consider myself a history buff. Currently, I teach middle school history. I teach 7th grade ancient world history, but I've also taught early US. I've taught later US. I've taught current events. I've taught all sorts of areas within that history realm. So I love this portion of the series where I get to dive into the ingredients and the history behind them. And soybean oil is another really interesting one. Here in the US, it was not popular until really my lifetime. We didn't use this ingredient a whole lot until about the 1980s, when we saw a huge boom in production and consumption because it became widely known as soy being a good alternative for protein and other foods out there. But we didn't use it too much before then. So where was it before it hit the US boom? Well, it was originally domesticated in China, of course, in 11,000 BC. So to give you guys an idea, if you don't quite know how those numbers work, think of it like a number line. 0, we are positive 2020. This was domesticated in negative 11,000 BC. So we're talking 13,000 years ago. The US is not even 300 years old. So this is a rich history that goes back a very long time. Now, that was the domestication of soybeans. The actual first literature and documentation of soybean oil, and they called it different things there, but we've been able to translate it and figure it out, would be about 2000 BC in China. So even then, we're talking 4,000 years ago, they started extracting oil. They used it for their diet, but then we found records of them using it on their hair, using it on their skin, but primarily it was something used for cooking and for consumption. Now, it was actually England in the early 1900s that was the first country outside of China that started widely using soybean oil, but once again, it was mainly for the cooking sphere. In the US, we started to pick it up. It is one of the more cheaper alternatives when you're looking at a vegetable oil for cosmetic purposes. So we're going to break down the benefits next, and then that recommendation to end with. The first benefit is that it is a non-greasy carrier oil that is great for water retention. So what that means is it's able to trap water when we need it, where we want it, but at the same time, it's not going to leave your beard feeling like a greasy mess. Oftentimes, the best retainers of water are ones that will coat and seal but kind of leave behind a film or leave behind a grease, and soybean oil does not do that. Another great benefit is that it is a wonderful carrier for scents like fragrance and essential oils. What that means is it's going to lift a scent and bring out its true essence, rather than kind of mute it or bring it down and cover it up, it is great at that for any type of fragrance. And the last benefit that I'm going to cover is it is a great option for a hot oil treatment. Everybody talks about coconut oil for hot oil treatment, which is great. Soybean oil is right there, maybe a little bit better because of that retention quality that I talked about, because of the heat point that it has. Really awesome option if you want to look more into that hot oil treatment. Soybean oil is not one of my favorite carriers when it comes to beard products, and it is not a recommendation that I would give. To be absolutely clear here, I am not slamming this ingredient. I am not bashing any companies that use it. I don't think it's bad for your beard or is going to harm you. You don't need to run and go shave right now or throw out any products that has this ingredient in it. But I just feel that there are so many amazing oils that are out there. We don't need to waste bottle space with this specific ingredient, and I'll give you some examples and reasons why. The first one is shelf life. Soybean oil has a maximum of 1 year shelf life, but realistically, we're looking at 6 to 9 months. As compared to other common carrier oils like argan oil that has 2+ years, or jojoba that has 5+ years, this one is probably gonna go bad the quickest out of any carrier in your collection. Another reason would be it gives your beard a shine. Remember those qualities we talked about with water retention? While it's not gonna leave it as a greasy mess, but it is gonna make it look like a disco ball when you step outside. And me personally, I just don't like that look on myself. Others may, and that's totally fine. I'm only speaking for me here. And the last thing is, if you find the cosmetic information and the benefits about this oil, you'll see things that say like, whoa, it is high in omega-6. Well, omega-6 is not needed by most men. Most men actually have too much of it, so that's not a benefit to us. And you'll see things like it is loaded with vitamin E. Vitamin E is great, but almost every single carrier oil that we see is loaded naturally with vitamin E. So there's not a ton of benefit when we're looking at this ingredient, especially when you compare it to other ones out there. So, to wrap this up, have you guys ever had any experience with soybean oil, whether it's an ingredient in a product that you use? You don't have to name the company or anything like that. Maybe you've tried the solo carrier oil that's out there. Hey, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your honest experiences here. And then do you have any questions? Was there something that was confusing that you want clarification or you'd just like to learn more about? Please leave a comment and I'd be happy to help you guys out. Thank you guys for watching my favorite series, Carrier Oils 101. You guys have an awesome day. Stay bearded and stay positive.